Hello, my name is Brough. The following is my video interview with Amanda Odom, who works in public relations for South Texas ISD here in Mercedes, Texas. This is for the Communications Law and Ethic course taught by Dr. Nick Taylor at UTPA. So to start, would you introduce yourself and your position?
Sure. I am Amanda Odom. I'm the Public Relations and Marketing Coordinator at South Texas Independent School District.
Awesome. So what do you think is a major ethical or legal challenge facing the public relations industry?
I would say that probably the most widespread ethical dilemma that might be in public relations is the same thing that gives the industry a bad rap. And that would be perhaps deliberately misleading people in an effort to make your campaign stronger or to give facts that present only a portion of the picture.
How do you think that can be, resolved or avoided?
I would say that in order to avoid that, you would need to keep in mind that credibility is the basis for all successful campaigns or for everything that you do. So really, you need to keep in mind that if you don't have your credibility, you have nothing. You're back to square one. And so I would always be cognizant of that and take that into consideration whenever you're planning a response, whenever you're planning a campaign, whenever you're planning your outreach efforts. Make sure to always keep in mind the credibility aspect of it and the fact that you will need to account for what you're putting out there.
Awesome. So the second question, is there an ethical or legal issue that you feel occurs frequently? And how can that be avoided?
I would say, I would piggyback off of that same response and say that that is something that probably does occur frequently, but keeping in mind the fact that it is not guaranteed that if you use that information, you will not eventually get caught. So you need to always be cognizant and aware of the possibility that, if you use information that deliberately misleads people, that they will not trust you after that. And that's important in all aspects of public relations and in all public relations industries or fields. So if you go into school PR, that's also true. Or if you go into a PR agency, if you work with, for instance, the United States Army, like I did in the past, it would still be a very similar type of experience.
Awesome. So how do public relations professionals ensure their work remains ethical, other than maintaining credibility? What's other ways that they can do that?
Well, they need to also be aware of statistics that are out there, get their hands on some good data in an effort to plan their campaigns around that and make them relevant to people. So I think the more knowledge you have, the more effective your campaigns will be, and it gives you a basis on which to build.
How cool. So have you ever found yourself in a situation where you had to choose between what was ethical or legal and what was originally planned, in your past work?
Well, within school PR, for instance, you have to be aware of the laws that surround information, student data. And so whenever I am publicizing an event or putting information out there about accolades that were received, or even in the advertising part of my role, I have to be aware of which students are media clear, which ones I have permission to use within my campaigns. And so, there have been times where it would be much simpler just to go ahead and move forward with using the students that were at the event and not have to double check media release form status and things of that nature. But, when you look at it, the legalities there state that you have to be aware of that and check on it.
Are there forms that parents and students have to sign?
Yes, there are. And so in order to be able to use the students within different publications that we put out or within campaigns, with any of the media relations that I do, we have to make sure that they are media clear, and I have permission from the parents to use them.
Awesome. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where releasing information may have caused danger to the public or an individual, in this case a student?
Never specifically to any one student or any person. Just overall, just having to be aware of that, because I'm sure as in any industry, those forms are in place for a reason. And so if the parents say no, that they do not want the information released, there may be reasons behind that would, where they would need protection, essentially.
How difficult is it, like, pinpointing which students have, like, media releases and which ones don't?
It's not as difficult as it, I'm sure, used to be in the past now that we have technology in place to be able to track that more easily.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Do you have any tips or advice for someone entering public relations field in regards to ethics and legalities?
I would say, as I mentioned previously, that your credibility is the basis for everything that you do. And so be very careful, with that. Guard that with everything that you have. Make sure that you are looking at the entire situation and coming up with the most appropriate responses, the most appropriate campaigns that don't deliberately mislead or that really, as long as you are working hard on the back end to make great things happen within your organization, there should be wonderful things that you can put out there where you do not need to come up with things that are not true. So I'd say keep doing the work on the back end with the remainder of your organization and play off of those things to make campaigns that make a difference.
Awesome. That's actually all the questions I have, so thank you for your time. Thank you for being interviewed for my class. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Awesome. Okay, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you.